We're so happy. Yay. 11/11 tomorrow. Yay. So we thought we would do an activation and a beautiful grounding using the Earth Star Chakra. Yay. Earth Star Chakra. Our star chakra is an absolute portal of divine connectiveness that you can use for realigning all of your chakras, helping you connect with all of the multidimensional systems that your bodies help you to communicate, restructure the DNA through your Earth Star Chakra, just calling in the earth energies, calling up the earth nourishment, and it restructures and recalibrates all that's going on within inside of you. And it brings a lot of calm and presence and groundedness. And so where we're at right now, this is Joanna, by the way, Early Morning Ascension Show. And this is the 11/11 activation. We're going to do an activation. And we're going to show you how to kind of set your field as we're clearing right now. Thank you. So this is just going to be an activation and alignment, just to use your energy to set the vibrations for your intentional field that you want to walk in. Remember, we said the other day in our video, our videos are always successive, so it's always good to kind of watch the ones before. We're using our energies and our vibrations. We'll tell you about the teams that are channeling with us today, and the masters are with us today to help us with these light codes, and the Arcturians and the many councils that are assisting us in this beautiful part. We're so excited, yay! And they're just showing me the gateways and the pearls of celebration. Thank you. We're going to talk about the current ascension energies. We're going to talk about ascension symptoms that will be coming up with these higher vibrational light packets and how to assimilate them. And knowing that assimilation is just your anticipation to live in the moment and the presence of joy as often as possible. Because those vibrational light packets are joy. They're the packets of joy and the vibration of joy. And so when you're assimilating these packets of joy, and often what we've gone through for so long now is, you know, those of us that have been on the ascension path for so very long, I've been on this path for forever, it seems like. And even as a child, when you weren't in the awakening state, you would have those experiences where, the varying energies that you're co-creating with, and you see the different variations of exploration of energy, vibration, and how you carry your light. How you carry your light and your joy to carry your light will allow others to see and integrate and co-create with that light. It's an exchange. And so those that are really living in the vibrational patterns of fear and lack, and are living in the vibrations of density, that light and that joy and that packet of light that you are, then triggers those energies, and it can cause frustration, agitation, even anger sometimes. And those can be projected in outbursts of anger or frustration and agitation, whatever those energies are, because it's challenging them to look at their lack of joy and their lack of vibrational knowing of who they are. And that's just normal. It's just the process of the light triggering aspects of light just to come out and play in greater light. And so there has to be that breaking of the density. And in that, because we're emotive beings, it usually transmutes into an outburst, because it doesn't know what to do with the light that you are. And so everything inside of it is going, what's going on? Are you supposed to be negative and complacent, and following the robotic routine? And you're absolutely meant to be living as this joyful being that is just, in love with who you are, and feeling reality and who you are, in this beautiful sensual experience of who you are, and really flipping everything upside down so that you can begin this life of this emotive experience that is highly intelligent, highly intuitive in your fields and your bodies, because you're entangled and connecting with your Earth Star Chakra. You're absolutely awakening your multidimensional fields, through which you're allowing itself to calm down. You're guiding your fields, you're guiding your bodies, so that you're not going to feel reactive all the time, because of these huge transformational shifts and light vibrational shifts and light vibrational offerings that will continue to accelerate. As I said a while ago, and I'll probably put it in my next book, when I awakened to my multidimensional bodies and really having those gifts turned on, which I always had them. I had them when I remember I had them when I was younger. And, oftentimes, people would just think of how I was behaving in nature. Quite, I was like a nature whisperer. I would be able to communicate with nature, and I would see beings in nature. They were just, a spirit was always with me. And then when you get conformed into school and you turn off those intuitive sensings, because it's just conformed out of you, as most telepathic and crystalline and rainbow children often get, we get conformed out of our gifts, by grade 3. And so But I was always a nature whisperer. I was always able to talk to the beings of nature, and I was always be able to see beings in nature go in and out of, the energies of nature. um, and so it's been a really great, beautiful gift for me. But when my fields turned on to help the collective through the clearing that we went through at COVID, there was a huge collective release, and it was the collective releases were like weekly, because there was so much fear that the collective was moving through with the collective virus, and so it was really profoundly challenging for me to have my fields turn on at COVID. If I could have planned that differently. My soul notes to self: don't turn on my fields when we're going through a global pandemic. Because you not only pick up your fear bodies and what's going on within you of any timelines that you've had, pandemic experiences or destructive experiences, you got to clear that, and we manifest it as a collective, because as a collective we have those fears. And so we chose to manifest it in the most, incredible preservation experience, through which we didn't have the cataclysmic events that were part of the choice program that we had to choose to wake up as a collective. There was many options as a collective that we could choose for these experiences of global connectiveness, to wake up into oneness, and how we can move through them in a higher vibrational experience and release the fear programs that got us there. And there was many other options that we had on the table as a collective in the higher consciousness states of who we are. We chose a pandemic. So it would allow us that opportunity to work through many of the fears that have come with all of our soul blueprints, to clear and cleanse the fear programs of destruction, and really optimize who we are through the voice of who we are as spirit, start nourishing ourselves from the inside out, and releasing all those energies and programs and beliefs and stories, vibrational stories, that keep us in that outer experience of our value and our self-worth. And so this 1111 gateway is really to allow you to step up into your mastery through another dimensional realm of who you are as self, the whole self. Remember, every time you're releasing something, it's an aspect of you, the inner child of the psyche wounds, those little packets of information that you're now transmuting and releasing, and now recycling back into a new version of you through your choice of self, through your alignment with breath, through your alignment with source, collecting all of your energies, collecting all of your powers, collecting all that you are as spirit, and dropping all of your consciousness into the center of who you are, and opening up your Earth Star chakra through breath, and ground and ground and ground. Connect with Gaia. She wants to connect with you. She wants to feed you beautiful breath for your body, because Gaia is your connection to heal the body. Not only that, but she absolutely getting activation. She absolutely is also activating you to activate your physical body for the gifts through which you can harmonize and activate and intuit greater information with an intelligence that is light, which is in the very threaded programs of Spirit Creator, of all the biosphere elemental programs of life. We say programs because when I'm looking at, say, a thread of experience within the biosphere, we'll say we're looking at the thread of soils upon our planet in any one particular forest. There is a biosphere threading of infinite life within that thread bandwidth. And then there will be another thread bandwidth of flowers or fauna. And so those vibrational stories have touch points of information, wisdoms, and intelligences that those that have those Christ consciousness experiences and gifts and skills and tools that many of you have come with, because many of you have been my clients that we've helped you activate them and open into your gifts through our global webinars and our private sessions. So I thank you for opening those portals of information to me. When those people are before me, I open up into the new portals of the collective through which they're being offered at the collective level. And those of you that have been with us for a while, you understand those are multidimensional statements as you just tap into your divine sacred heart space. For those that so desire, want to tap into any spaces of activation, any downloads for this activation, will activate our hearts right now as a collective cohesion, just through breath. And ground and open your Earth Star chakra just by giving yourself permission. I give myself permission to activate my Earth Star chakra through the multidimensional systems of all that I am as I activate all of my pillar of light that holds within the chakras of all that I am, spiraling intelligence and intentions of who I am as spirit, aligning myself with a higher version of me in the dimensions of who I am, assimilating myself with. And we'll talk about assimilation in a moment. And just connect with yourself and your body. My body is so beautiful. My body is so rare. My body is so awesome. My body is taking on its greatest light in the moment that it is. And it's always perfect. It's always divine. And I give myself that permission to know that I am perfect and divine. I know that I'm held gently and softly with the Holy Creator, and I trust all things as they unfold. And I release all things as they're meant to be. All that is meant to leave your life is meant to leave your life, and all that is meant to be before you will be before you. And just trust in that inner vibrational knowing that all is perfect always. All chakras are perfect always. And just send a light pulsation to every chakra, just like a little tower of light. Just sending light of acknowledgement and awareness to all your chakras. I acknowledge all my chakras as the benevolence of who I am, a spirit through all timelines, all realms, all dimensions. I'm connecting my oneness. I'm connecting my higher self, my soul, and all that I am, because we just called in all of your consciousness a moment ago. And all that you are oscillating with within your epicenter of light. You're in training now your body to oscillate as one. The harmony is one. The higher self, the soul, and all points, all touch points, all sparks of light. All that you are is the mother and the father and the holy creative child. Thank you, Holy Spirit. On this planet, we are one. And thine will be done. Thank you, Holy Spirit, as we come forward in this activation to open our Earth Star Chakra, offering us any information, wisdom, and intelligence, any uploads and downloads from above and from below, from within and from without, that we are able to harmonize and actualize and begin co-creating in the sacred space of cohesion. And we offer this to the highest frequency of who we are, up to the heavens, that may be released. Any densities, any thought forms, any beliefs that are now no longer serving us, and we transcend them and we release them now. The greater cycle of love and light that we get to transmute and renew and recycle our own light through the higher belief of who we are, as we center in our heart space and breathe. And bring all of your glorious light. All of your glorious light, we're bathing you with highest holy light. We're just choosing a new moment of now. I am centered in who I am. My I am presence is awake. My creativity is awake. I am safe within my body, and I'm abundant within my body. I'm safe being in my body. I am loved in my body. My consciousness, my chakras, and my consciousness belong to me. My destiny and my life path belong to me. My teams and my healing teams and all that is creation is aligned with me now, for I am aligned and I choose now. I choose now. I choose now. The highest chakras, the highest heavens, the Holy Mother and the Holy Father, all that is creation, all that you are ever meant to be, calibrate now and ground through your star chakra, the sacred Trinity now activated. Thank you, Holy Mother, Father. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. We are in alignment of this cohesion of this collective group. And as we were saying earlier, when I'm opened into a cohesive group through our heart spaces, we're opening into the sacredness of who we are. We're so very blessed to be with you right now. And I'm able to touch into your heart spaces for those that so desire to open their hearts in this moment and say, I choose to be a part of this cohesive group. And therefore, whether it's now or a future now moment, we're able to tap into any information within the Christ conscious field, as well as the omnipresent field, as well as any dimensions that you are on right now that you need to have access to that information, or just know that it's simply downloaded into your field for your own activation and your pondering and your wonderment of who you are as spirit. Remember, all that you are as the infinite being of joy is always available to you. It is only within your seeking and within your knowing and your activating of it being so. As it is, so are you. Thank you, Holy Spirit. And through the hearts we are one. Thank you, Holy Spirit. And we wanted to talk to you about any, just have your heart space open and just say, open to intent, any activations within my heart space today through this activation, and the beings that are working with us, the highest holy councils. Thank you, Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Cassiopeans. Thank you. We have cetaceans. The angelic beings working with the heart spaces. Thank you to help humanity align as a greater heart of one. Thank you. We're thanking you for these collective group experiences that allow us to all work together in the cohesion of your threaded oneness for higher vibrational communion. And we thank you all in this moment for your sacred gathering. And thank you. We are the councils of light. Thank you, frequencies of light. For yourselves to know yourselves as light and all beings and all aspects of you coming together in communion as one. Just ground yourself and harmonize as one. I ground myself and I harmonize myself as one. Thank you, Spirit. We wanted to talk today about this beautiful gateway that is here for us. And you just feel really light, and you just feel like you're you just feel like you're stoned. And you just feel like, wow, this feels so good. That's what it feels like to be one with your spirit and your soul. It's just like, wow, that feels awesome. I gotta focus on what they're saying. We're going to talk about the light packets. And when you're harmonizing as all that you are as one, and just allowing yourself to be this beautiful, soft vessel of just allowance and receive. We're going through this really big gateway right now. We're not meant to really do a lot except for just receiving and grounding and honoring. Because the more that we ground, the more that our collective receives our light. And even though we're projecting light and we're shining light, you may meet with those in your family and in your collective that are not used to great light and great harmony and great balance. And they may offer projections of anger or agitation. And we see it always in our collective, and it's just a matter of 5 minutes, 3 times a day, just sending peace and calm and gentleness as you're grounding, and just send peace and calm and gentleness to the collective so that they're able to take on whatever light they're able to process. Remember, each soul has a different variation of speed and temperament. that their body is able to process light. Some bodies, because of the densities and the soul contracts they come within, can only process so much light. And they can only go at a certain pacing. And so all souls are perfect. All souls are meant to be exactly where they are. And why, when you're choosing from this heart space to choose every moment for moment, then you're going to allow yourself to release whatever density will be brought up by these greater packets of light. I mean, it's just a natural process. And so when we're calling in these beautiful experiences, and you can call up the earth energy through your earth star chakra, you're calling it up and then you're retreating it down, calling up and retreat down. And you're constantly in this flow of nourishing and feeding yourself. And oftentimes we've talked about it, but very few have understood it because we've never been taught these things. And this is why these teachings are so profound. It's the law of one, and really returning yourself to center. From even the moments of that, from our first moments of being born and understanding our individuation from spirit and from the world around us, we're taught about the value and the importance of how we move about life as things outside of us. So it's really about this 5D experience. It's really the upside down and the inside out. It's returning everything back to self and how powerful and profound and beautiful you are as the sacred light of spirit, and not looking to anything outside of you for your value, for your worth, for where your path goes, for your devotion of whatever it is you choose to be joyful in. And in doing so, you're returning all that love and all that breath back to you. That's what we call nourishing the soul. And you can feel just by this very soft and experiential elegance that we're just doing, we're feeling into the vibration of sensuality of breath. And really feel yourself nourishing yourself back to yourself. And that is what is meant by return to self. Return, call all of your energies in from whatever you've sent it out through worrying, whatever you've sent your thoughts out for, a manifestation, or maybe you're thinking about something at your work or a job or something you're trying to manifest, or something a project you're trying to get out. Just call all back your energies and just start breathing with the wholeness of you. That's what is meant by nourishing the spirit. The spirit requires you to have that attention and that sustainment and maintenance, because that is how you are able to contract and expand and really feel the luxury of the vibrations. You know, an I am statement that you can use into these new energies right now is I am vibrationally rich and luxurious. Just allowing yourself to feel into the vibrationally rich and luxurious life that you're able to fill yourself with as your fields turn on and your gifts turn on. And so, and we just take a little breath. That's so luxurious, so beautiful. I'm feeling so in space right now, feeling really great. Thank you, Spirit, and thank you, Jesus, and all the beings that are with me. And there's just so much love right now that they're just pouring onto us. And so these packets of light that we've talked about are packets of light that you can work with your team specifically and with any beings that you're working with right now. The beings that are coming through for us right now are the masters, ascended masters. Thank you so much. There's so much loving energy just coming through me. I'm just like soaking it all up. I'm in a big state of allowance right now, so it just feels really good. And they're radiating their light through me, just, you know, because I'm a conduit. So my energy is being sent to you as the beautiful sacredness of this incredible amount of love and light that's being sent to each and every one of you. And I just see angels all around you, just bathing you in light, just bathing you in light. It feels so good. And these packets of light feed and nourish your body. It's like getting the most biggest hug that you can get from the universe, and just feel into what those packets of light feel like. And just say, I want to receive packets of light and love, and just open to receive. The divine feminine allows you to receive. The divine feminine is the nourishment of the mother's milk. And just feeding and nourishing yourself through the light. Thank you, Spirit. And knowing that you're worthy of this light, you're worthy of receiving her nourishment. You're worthy of receiving just to take at least 3 breaks a day of pure 5-minute breathing. You'll notice a difference within 3 days. If you devote this for 3 days, you'll see a huge difference in how you're just like present in the moment for a moment, and you're releasing the stories of the vibrational routines. That's how profound your breath is. And your intention to just breathe with the contraction, expansion of who you are as spirit. The elegance of your vibration. It's really, really amazing. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. And so they're just saying, we're so proud of you for taking these breaks to breathe. Because oftentimes we live in such routines that just keep us such congested in old programs that just don't do anything for our bodies and our mental balance and our awareness to make really good choices. You know, making choices that are 5D aligned. And you can ask yourself when you're centered and when you're about to make a really big decision, am I making a choice that will align me with my highest timeline and be in the greater good of all? Is this going to align me with my 5D timeline? Or is it going to continue you in the same story? So just ask yourself those quick questions and just say, and your affirmations throughout the day. I am breathing with source. I am breathing in light. My body is healthy and well. I am vibrationally rich and luxuriously in the moment of breath. I am vibrationally rich in feeling breath. I am vibrationally rich in feeling all that is spirit. You're tuning your body and your cells and all that you are as light, the fields, your multidimensional potentials. Everything is being turned on to this vibrationally rich experience. And you want to feel into that. That's what we want to offer our children. Really feel into how life is offering you. Feel into what any vibration in any one day feels like. Give yourself a vibration and practice it for the day. And use each of your chakras to explore that vibration. You'll be amazed. You'll feel yourself as a multidimensional being, as we're meant to. Really get intimate with yourself. Feel yourself as this intimate, luxurious, vibrationally rich, elegant, nourishing being that nourishes yourself in every vibrational way. That's the fifth dimensional upside down. We're no longer a mental program running on old beliefs and patterns. We are this vibrationally rich, vibrationally nourished, and we can bring the greatest amount of health, youthfulness, alignment of direction of who we are as spirit, living with spirit. The omnious spirit living with us, and we are directing spirit with spirit, spirit with spirit. And your highest and greatest good, however you want to feel. It's really rich. So these packets of light, I said, are always available to us to assimilate. And so I'm just going to read some of the channeled notes that they were talking to us about, and then I'll go into what I felt. And of course, it's up to each and every one of you to feel into what this means for you, because it will mean something different for you, and it's meant to. I'm just giving it to you in the words that I can explain, because some of these things and what we're going to be going through, I could try and write a book, one chapter on what has occurred in the past 3 months, and I don't know if we have even human words to express what I've gone through in the last 3 months. Because we just don't have words for the multidimensional timeline shifting, the multidimensional awakeness that we're shifting and we are creating in moment for moment life. Like, it's profound. The binary coding and all that we are becoming in this sacred geometry of now, moment, now, moment, now, moment. It's profound. We don't have words for it. I mean, they give me words, but I have to look them up all the time. I don't know what any of them mean. I mean, they say I do. They say I'm a geneticist and all these things on other planets and stuff. And I see myself, as this, these scientists on these light ships and stuff. And I'm doing all these, quantum mechanics stuff, but I don't know what they mean here. Just give me a break. I gotta go look in a dictionary. I'm doing my challenge. I'm looking at all my little books. Like, what does that mean? What is that? It's so funny. Yeah, they're saying I'm so studious. I've got books. I've got books everywhere. So funny. Okay, here we go. Okay, so here's some of the things with these current energies that we're going to be finding. We'll give you this is just what they said about the current energies. We're going to be seeing and hearing about more asteroids that are going to be, coming into connection with us because of the acceleration of our planet and where we're moving into the galactic space. And Gaia. So I'm just having this playful time with Gaia, and I'm just like, Gaia, are you going to be okay? All these asteroids, be careful. Like you're in the playground when the kids start throwing rocks. And she's like, no, I know what I'm doing. God's got me. So you don't have to worry about Gaia. She tells what she's doing, and God would never, place us in the path of a big bully trying to throw a big boulder. Too funny. And you're going to find increase. You're just going to hear about the asteroids. But again, don't buy into the all fear stories. Just let it go, and you just focus on your feeling good moment. I feel really good, man. I'm in my 5D vibe. Asteroids are going to be increasing. We'll hear more stories about that, but just let the fear story go, because that's what's going to happen. Anything that's new, there's going to be a whole fear story about it. The increase in body temperature, and again, when you get your increase in temperature, you're going to have those fear stories. Oh my gosh, maybe got some disease. Going to go check it out. Just know that anything new that your body, because it's just a fight or flight experience that we've trained for eons. Anything that's fight or flight, you got to retrain it. Just breathe and say, it's okay, I'm chill. So you really got to entrain the chill mode. You really got to entrain the joy mode. That's mastery. not getting all outworked in your frequency fear mode and start reacting, because those cells that react create really poor choices. So again, that's why breath is so important. Don't react when you're in this vibration of fight or flight. Breathe at least 5 full body breaths before you bring all your endocrine system down into the center and you create choices from a higher mind state as opposed to ego fear. Then you're not going to just create karma, because those fight or flight reactions create karma. Most often than not. You want to take yourself out of that mode. So increased body temperature, because we're oscillating and we're going into higher vibrational packets of light. We are becoming higher vibrational packets of light, and your body oscillates faster. You're going to be creating a higher vibrational temperature. And there's other things going on they're showing me right now. We'll talk about that in a minute. And it might not be understood too many. And that's okay. You'll have it in your energy field that when you're ready to drop down this information and download it into your consciousness, you will. You have to understand and be open to understand the chakras harmonization with your next level of you. And so we'll just leave it at that. Heightened awareness. Your heightened awareness, again, is just what I'm explaining to you, how I'm tapping into the heightened awareness of who I am and other frequencies, so that I can somehow find words when I'm channeling in this moment of now in our cohesiveness in our group, that I'm finding words in the best way that I can to explain it in a way that we're coming into 5D in the assimilation of who we are as a light packet. So there's a lot there. So feel free to unpack that. Your psychic precognition is going to become greater and greater. And as we said yesterday, we're getting you to practice that you are portending how you're feeling in your vibrational intentions of sending those great lights, sending those great intentions out. So you're portending yourself, feeling the vibrations of what you're sending. So we'll give you an example of how to do that in our, I will do it, after we go through our notes here. Pardon me, some clearing there. Oh, so the assimilation of the light packets. These particular ones in this particular season is going to be all about joy and self-love and self-honor and self-exploration and self-discovery as that 5D packet of light. So as much as you can, think of yourself as the light body already, wanting to experience, contract, and expand yourself as light. And as you do so, you want to feel into the vibrationally rich being that you are from the inside out and start portending those vibrationally rich experiences to the path that you want to walk on, explore, and express and experience for yourself. So that's becoming in one with what is always there. Oh, God is always there. Spirit's always there, ready to co-create with you in this experience of manifestation of your omnicenter, your sovereignty of who you are, reclaiming all of your self-worth and your value so that you're co-creating this equal measure experience. So from here on out, it will always be a balanced, equal measure experience if you so choose. That's mastery. And when you do feel imbalanced, bring yourself back to center with 5 full body breaths, do lots of grounding, get outside with Gaia so that you can recalibrate as quickly as possible. So again, that you're not making those choices from those fear stories that will accelerate, because again, we are accelerating. The collective is accelerating. And this is why these symptoms will occur. When you take on these extra light packets, you're telling yourself and you're telling the universe, I'm ready to begin accelerating. I want to change the density in my body. I'm seeing myself as a light packet, a very beautiful, sacred light packet, which you are. The spirit could not, the body could not exist without the spirit. The spirit is all that we are light becoming, because we're now acknowledging, yes, I'm spirit. The more you acknowledge yourself as spirit, the more you walk as spirit, the more you practice as spirit, the more you express yourself as spirit, and standing in your truth to say, yeah, I'm spirit. My truth is a unique truth. My truth is meant to be unique. My truth is meant to be divine, and it's divinely mine. I get to speak my absolute truth as spirit, and everybody's truth will be different, and so be it, and so it should be. And you live inside this packet of beautiful lighted truth. You then activate all the cells and the gifts and the wisdoms, the cells and the gifts and the wisdoms. It's a multidimensional packet that works together in cohesion as you begin your commandment of it. As it is, so it is. I am. As God was creating galaxies. Yes, I am. You don't have to log it. I am. Do you have to log what your cells are doing? You are just simply commanding it as the light packet of you. It knows what to do because you're commanding it so. And yes, of course, if you so choose to tap into any of your gifts on any of the timelines where you do hold medical healing practices, you can go into the cell and then start moving around in the cell as a consciousness in and of itself, because it is. and then bring forward that information and that consciousness wisdom that wants to talk with you and be with you and entangle with you. Does that make sense? The information is always held within what it is as the I am. It is only your recognition and your choosing to be of the I am that brings it so. As you are it, so it is for you, through you, of you. Does that make sense, dear ones? It's always available. You've just never taught or told or been shown that you are this aspect of the source. But now you are. Exclaim, proclaim yourself as the light of source. I am that I am, and my consciousness is mine. I am that I am, and I'm shining and bright. I am that I am, and my consciousness is mine. Thank you, Holy Creator. And I can put myself and my consciousness in as whatever I so choose to explore, for I am that I am. Body, heart, mind, pure heart and soul. I am that I am. I am a new version of me. Thank you, all the creators. And I'm infusing myself with greater packets of light and love. I am the joy of light. How luxurious. The vibration of joy is infinite, dear ones. You can take yourself on a trip of joy throughout any galaxy, dear ones. Ha. For the vibration of joy is in all things, dear ones. For even what you might call as a movement of energy from one moment of experience to another. All in this now, co-creating itself again and again through the cycles of what is, creation, transmutation, recycling, destruction, and back again. For all is a sacred experience of joy. For all is, as you know, is Source Creator. Just enjoying yourself as Source as often as possible puts you in the vibration of joy. You breathe and your cells are thanking you for this. Like, and it's a mama. So fun. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. There's so much going on right now. I just want to focus on all the good stuff. Thank you. It feels so good. That's so good. So the symptoms of the light will become more and more obvious when you're feeling, so this is what they were showing me. You're going to understand and just observe as often as you can, just be in the light and, just like being in the world and not of it kind of thing. You're going to be experiencing yourself or the world around you in these agitated states because there's density that has yet to be cleared and worked through, and they're being bathed in all of this light. And so this is why people behave in the way that they do, because they're behaving from the wounds that haven't been cleared yet. And so you can just offer that space and offer that gratitude and graciousness to be of that observer, and then offer help or whenever you are asked, and just bathe in light. If you can take 3 breaks of 5 minutes a day just to send peace and calm and light to the planet and to the collective, then it will really allow you that peace of mind that you're not there to save anyone and to save and turn any program upside down, or your responsibility is just to be of peace and calm and anchor as much light as you can, and to be that purveyor of light for others to see that there are other ways to move through this world transformation and this global transformation and our collective awakening. And so the symptoms of light will be obvious. It will be more and more accelerated, and the symptoms will be more and more accelerated. So just as often as we said earlier, the often as you can, just chill, be the chill factor and the joy factor, and just keep placing yourself in the center of contraction and expansion, and just slow down and have fun with it. Because if you can, when you see that agitation, just breathe and bring peace and acceptance to all. So the acceptance will help you move through any of those moments of agitation that we all have to move through, because we're all still working with the deepest part of our subconscious coming forward. Some of our earliest childhood wounds are held in that deep subconscious. In any wound, whether, it was, a bullying experience or anything like that, that's playing out in any type of a way in your life right now. Any type of those things that are woundings that you don't deal with, and you just think you're supposed to hold on to, to be all, courageous and brave and not talk about it or express it, how it wounded you. those must be dealt with. And so those moments where you feel agitated or treated unfairly and things like that, just breathe through it, transmute it. Just by doing a gentle sweeping, I choose to transmute this energy within me right now and replace it with beautiful love and acceptance. I release the wounding. I allow myself to breathe through the feeling of that wounding. And you don't have to play the story over again. You just bring the word bullying forward. You just bring it forward and sweep it out. And you're asking your team and your higher self and your soul and calling any woundings that are bullying, ostracization, being left out, being set aside, unimportant, devalued. Just bring those energies out. Just sweep it up. And I choose within this beautiful vortex of light to have my teams and I bathe any frequencies that want to come forward, any densities that want to come forward, because I am that I am, and the master of my body and my consciousness. And I'm calling these densities to be recycled into a new vibration of acceptance and love and peace and honor and sacredness, because I am that I am. I am that I am, and I become greater light in doing so. And I am the master of my body. I am the healer of my body, and I am. And that sweeping is your intention, your permission to release it from within you, and set it free. And then you get to recycle it a brand new. I choose, I am safe. I know who I am. I know I'm different and unique, and I'm okay with it. And I'm meant to present myself as a different and unique being, because I'm here to show others that there is a different way, that there is a new way, that we're meant to be fifth dimensional beings, and we can't be fifth dimensional beings within the stories of 3D stagnation and limitation or fear, or judging ourselves or devaluing ourselves in stories that simply are not high vibrational and in alignment with pure light, and in alignment with the pure sacredness of who we are as unique, creative, divine beings. We are meant to co-create and express and experience ourselves as uniquely different beings, all moments. And so be okay to claim your uniqueness as often as possible, and speak the uniqueness, live the uniqueness, dress your uniqueness, be in that vibration of constantly creating that new 5D experience. And so assimilation will be more and more of the joy that is the light, because the energy and the light is joy. Because remember, as we said earlier in our offerings, that the manifestation process is all about the joy of spirit. So those light packets, your light packet, the light body that you are, is joy. So how can you see yourself, align yourself, and breathe within yourself with the light body that you are? Do you see yourself as joy every morning when you look into the mirror? Do you feel yourself as joy throughout the day? Do you allow yourself that sensuality of joy? Joy is sensual, and sensuality is joyful. And so just allow yourself to feel yourself as this beautiful light body that's being created through the vibrations that you so choose. You get to choose those vibrations that you get to practice with. So we said there's more asteroids. Thank you. So the packets are light. I have my glasses on. And so that vibration of joy is allowing yourself to love yourself as that body of light. And that is the love of self. Because when you're in love with yourself, you have a lot of joy. Oh, this feels so amazing. I feel so joyful. I feel myself as lighter today. I feel myself as light because you're so joyful in who you are. And so we are the masters ushering you into the new dimensions of you. So this is what the masters were showing me and saying to me. So I'm not sure I can explain it. The variations of earth. The Vesica Pisces of the mother and the father. So anytime you're moving through, it's that Vesica Pisces constantly teleshifts. And then you choose from the centered place through your commandment and your mastery of only being guided from within, so that you're not creating other people's stories, you're not falling into other people's stories, you're not falling into other people's roles that they want of you. You're making sure that you're commanding and you're directing your ship, your body, your role. You state who you are, you state what roles you want to play, and you state who you want to entangle with. That is the commandmentship of who you are, sovereign. And then we start creating 5D templates that are already there in spirit. We're bringing the spirit to matter, right? Because we are the physical. We are the ones that bring spirit to matter through us. And in your assimilation of who you are as greater light, you start creating as greater light. We want you to offer and ponder about that, this really high vibrational experientials that we're trying to offer you the past couple of videos. So go back and listen to them again and again. Because the more that you soak within the feeling of what we're asking, to ponder in a new way, to feel in a new way, to explore in a new way, you will feel yourself becoming into the breath that is source, changing and transmuting you, assimilating into something new. But you have to be the one that directs it and intends it, to soften yourself into slipping in and out of this experience of light body. And so the light packet of you, this fifth dimensional version of you, I'm getting really, really hot right now. As we were saying earlier, that's because we just did that activation. So now my body temperature is heating up. And so these teleshifts, these vibrational planets, right? The earth that you're on right now and the vibration that you're at right now, the consciousness level you're at right now, and this teleshift of where you are right now, this version of you is here, the light version of you. And so you're teleshifting based on your joy. You're just chilling and seeking the joy, and you're chilling and seeking the love of who you are and the joy of who you are, loving on who you are. You're observing, you're releasing judgment, you're releasing all of the energies that want and will come up. They have to come up. They have to come up. So allow yourself to feel whatever emotions come up, because you're preparing yourself for the light body. So there will be densities that must come forward. All right. So when you're feeling agitated and angry, take that 15 to 20 minutes out to do your breathing and sweeping and clear it away. And then recycle into a new choice of vibration. Then you get to direct into your 5D timeline. And 5D timeline will always begin with excitement, love, joy. Excitement, love, joy, because those are the vibrations through which a kid wakes up every day. I'm so excited to be here. And this is what we can start empowering, inspiring, encouraging our children. Children all over the world can just send 5 minutes a day of excitement, joy, and love and magicianship to all of these beautiful children, to remind them that they're meant to feel excited about being here and safe in their bodies. So those are the energies we really want to empower our children collectively, and we're setting those templates for them. And we gotta match it. We gotta match it, and we gotta say, okay, kids, let's go. We're here, and release the old world way of doing and being, because within the next 2 years, it's all gonna shift and change. So we're preparing the lands right now for people to walk through the gates of the ascension. So a lot's going to happen in the next 2 years. Okay, so we are the master saying it will feel like an assimilation. And so what they were showing me is these two planets, and you on this planet now and you on this planet now, but this is a version of light of you. This can be taken in different ways, and I'll let you sort that out, and you can ponder it however you want. So how I am seeing it and how I felt it was that this version of me was like my we'll call it twin flame, but it was my higher self, light body, soul, through which, when you're moving through these gateways and these portals, you're harmonizing with that light packet of you. Because when we originally said light packets, they're just packets of light in your field, in your bodies, and in your potential for you to call in. You have to call it in and activate it. Right? You got to do the work. It's in your field, but you still got to do the work. You got to meet spirit all the time. Meet, equal. You can't just say, okay, I've got light in my field. You do. Or are you working with it? Right? You got to work with it. You got to awake. You got to awake and say, what does this light mean? Get out your journal. Get out your journals. Get out your journal and start working with spirit, so that you're starting to understand yourself as light. Light is a highly intelligent, highly creative experience of evolution. So you got to want to meet that evolution at some point. Yeah, I'm evolving. What does that mean? Well, it can mean an infinite number of things in any one moment, just like God said about the galaxy, right? I don't want to create a galaxy today. Let's create 50. Are we thinking of ourselves that grand? Well, no, we've never been taught. Well, I'm offering this to you now. You're grand. So get busy and start evolving. That's pretty amazing. And so what they were showing me is these worlds are like teleshifting, right? All moments, every moment we're teleshifting, and we're choosing the reality timeline. This is what's really, really amazing. So think about it. Just ponder, not with the mind, with the heart. Ponder what I'm offering. There's versions of Earths, all moments, new Earth, new Earth, new Earth. Your timeline is based on the vibration, and we're hoping that we offer these vibrations to be whatever it is you want. But why not choose joy and make it a timeline that feels good, And you meet this version of you, and I can't explain how it felt, and I can't explain what occurred. I can only give you the words that they gave me, and it said assimilation. The assimilation of you as the version of you as light. And I felt it. It was pretty awesome. It was like walking through a light version of you and harmonizing with it. I know, right? Like mind-boggling. Oh, I love God. God is awesome. God rocks. God really rocks. God is saying to me, oh, Joanna, you're so silly. Joyfully explore the vibration and be the observer and hold the presence of God in all moments that you see those, those people. We all have, expressions of those people we have in our workspace or our family, and they're there to teach us the highest level of patience. And you just see them going through their struggles and their agitations. It's like moment for moment agitation. And so just hold that God space. Just hold that God space, because 2 years ago it was you. But you see yourself in that place right now. Okay, wow. Let's just hold some space and practice the full body breath just to be the observer and detach, so that you're not threading yourself in the story, because you don't want to exchange vibrationally in those, because then you have to clear that energy. Just detach, observe, and then just send light. And then you can ask them if they need help. You don't if someone's in an agitated space, you don't offer them the book of knowledge because they're probably going to throw a book at you. You just want to hold presence. Just be present. Right? So again, it's using your mastery to discern how, what, when, and why you use your wisdom, and who and how and what and why you offer it to, because not all people want it. And they will let you know. Lesson 325. Okay, so they're saying this is the masters. Did I say that? Oh, so they say, yeah. So just hold your space in the presence of God, for the higher power is always working on the inner realms and the inner ways. So always know that when you're holding your space and there's something that's going on that's an agitation, or a tower moment, whatever it might be, just hold your space and know there's always a higher power in every moment, with every being, multiple beings of any experience that's moving through. Whatever anybody is moving through is what they have to move through to understand where they are at in their own level of consciousness. And so oftentimes, as they said to me years ago, that there are going to be times, especially as your gifts and your skills are picking up, because your psychic precognition is going to start picking up as well, that even though you might precog things that might happen, you might see things, and you're a seer or a prophecy, like many of us that are seers, we can see and we can sense things that are coming, and we can only do our best to suggest alignment. We can only do things to suggest choosing from the heart, but it's up for each person to go through what they need to go through for themselves to awaken, right? It's like taking the water to the horse to the water, but the horse absolutely has to drink. Again, like Spirit said, the light packets are there. The elevator's always there. You are the one that's got to get in and push the button. So we got to meet all evolution equal. All. Nobody can do evolution for you. Nobody can do the path for you. Nobody can walk it for you. You got to understand why you're making the choices you're making, and why you're receiving what you're receiving. Then you got to go in and start healing those wounds, because everybody is worthy of a joyful life, and everybody's got to seek that within themselves for it, of it, as it. And so those of you that do have those gifts, because we talked about this, a little while ago in our group, the ones that are, understanding that they're psychic, and they were saying, well, how do I know what to say and what not to say? I precognate that, and I felt guilty. And so it's just a matter of just understanding it's just a part of mastery. Most often than not, you're precognating of it just to offer suggestion and advice and guidance, but it's up to each person, and you always offer that. It's up to each person to determine their own higher use of what they're and how they're moving about their own life, because it's their path. Right? And sometimes I've been given precognitions of collective experiences that I'm meant to only use it on certain levels for certain things. It might have nothing to do with why the event actually unfolded. It has nothing to do with that at all. And so, as the master, it's just getting used to your gifts and talking with your teams and being really threaded with your teams to say, why am I seeing what I'm seeing? Is there anything I need to do with this? And just ask, what am I meant to do with this? Is there something I'm meant to do with this information I'm receiving or seeing? And then get used to it. Just get you to ask. Your teams might say, perhaps offer them another choice. Perhaps offer them insight to why they're feeling and behaving that way. See the wound behind the behavior. See the wound within the behavior, and just offer them guidance to heal. And then oftentimes when you're receiving things at a collective level, it is just for your own understanding that there are upheavals in the collective, and we can inspire, again, taking 3 times a day just to create peace and calmness and send it to the grids and send it to the collective, just to inspire peace, just to inspire awareness and awakeness of how we are the consciousness of the planet, and how everything that unfolds is our vibration. We are vibrating molecules and aspects of the micro macro source. So how we behave and how we react and our thoughts that we put out affect all. So it's really important to get used to our threaded hearts, and when we're really creating goodness within our hearts and sending it out 3 times a day, just to be peaceful and calm and present and aligned in joy and excitement, and release every story that comes up that is dramatic. Just release it, because they're not necessary. It's just those stories of drama keep you in that confusion of the mental body. That's not needed. Just drop to your heart and feel as often as possible. Feel that breath. Feel the richest vibrations. It's all necessary. There's no wrong in any of it. But now we're at a point where we get to choose vibrationally. I want to feel my way into this new vibrational feeling, not think my way through it. So when we say there's multidimensional information, when you just feel into it and ponder it. Pondering is that softening into the higher mind and just dropping into your consciousness, your high heart with that space, and you're just allowing spirit to unfold what that's meant for you to unfold. Because again, we said yesterday, when you unfold a mastery experience for yourself, and you're going to say, well, wow, what does that mean for me now? What does that mean for me from this perspective? What does that mean for me from that perspective, from the divine feminine, from the sacred child? What would my child think? What is it? And you review it and reflect upon it, you become a master. That's why you have the skills and the gifts that you do. And often share it with others, gracefully and sacredly and excitedly and uniquely and genuinely and authentically in all the ways that you're meant to. You have that observation experience in a different way the next day, because you've changed and you've altered and you've integrated and processed what that light packet was meant for. That's what we mean by the light packet's there, but you got to call it in and process it. Processing it means taking it into your bodies and your systems and observing it. How do I feel with this light packet today? How can I move differently with this light packet today? Just know that there's light going in you, light coming in you. And they say, well, how can I move within this light today? How can I speak differently as light today? How can I feel my body as light today? Really get intimate with your transmutations. And so we are hoping that you really enjoy these new energies that we are offering to you, and the potentials through which these energies can offer. To seek it and to enjoy yourself as the joy of oneness, and the joy of your own self as oneness. So to enjoy yourself as oneness. I mean, that's infinite. I mean, if you're going for a walk in the park. I mean, that's a multidimensional story right there. Because remember, these packets are all joy. And most of what we've been living in has not been joyful. It's been a premeditated, pre-examined mental program through fear-based systems of beliefs that are no longer valid. So now we've got to retrain ourselves to be joyful. Wow, what's it like to be joyful today? And focus on joy as often as possible, and focus on joy in every one of your chakras. This is what I mean. You're a feeling vibration. We want to offer this to you every moment that you can, and feel into the brilliance of who you are, spirit, and really come to life with it, and liven yourself with it. You are vibrationally rich. And affirm yourself in all moments. I am so vibrationally luxurious today. I am so vibrationally rich today. I'm sensual in my luxuriousness today. Really give yourself that 5D platform to play with. Vibrationally, feel rich with it. You're going through your own gateway that you create. It's for you. And so the greater light, where does it say? We are hoping you enjoy these light packets and often as possible through your loving forgiveness. So yes, you allow yourself to transcend and transmute just through your, so if anything comes up, just allow yourself loving forgiveness. I accept this and I release it. So loving forgiveness releases whatever is coming up in that agitated state. As I said, they're going to be accelerated. Greater light, the greater light is the evolution. from the stories that have been held in blame and shame and guilt and lack, and drop them and drop them to those that are there to assist you in transmuting them. So just drop them to your teams and say, I'm just surrendering this to you, the story of guilt, the story of shame, the story of whatever's coming up for me. You know, that might be a grade 4 experience. You know, you wake up and just like, well, I remembered that from grade 4, and you start bawling your face off. Just be okay with that. Just drop it to your teams and help you transmute and recycle that energy and reclaim your new affirmation. I'm absolutely positive. I'm absolutely a creative being of light. I love who I am. I love who I am. Because little things like that, you're also clearing for the children. They come home and they've had maybe a little fight in the playground, and they're carrying that energy, and they're not telling you because they're internalizing all of it. So just help them through those moments by processing the energy and recycling it into a new affirmation. You're perfect. You don't have to take on other people's, crunchiness and scratchiness, because they're not told. Our whole world is unaware of how to live as energy and understand ourselves as energy, to process energy, to navigate as energy, to live and nourish ourselves as energy, as love and light. And as we do return everything back to self and nourish ourselves and breathe within ourselves, we start exploring ourselves as greatness, because we've always been great. And I'm here to remind you, you're great, 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 great. And so, so what they were showing me is, again, these planets. And so you can dream about this tonight because it's really fun. And then we're going to do a quick field activation and show you how to do that. The teleshifts, these planets that are constantly like this, you get to choose the earth, whatever earth you want to be on. Every moment is changing your earth reality based on your core vibration and how open you are to be infinite. The more open you are and the more you want to play, the better you're going to be aligned with a really high vibe earth. And so your light packet is you as light. You're preparing yourself, you're precognating yourself by as much as you want to play as the vibrational being that you are. And then you get to merge and harmonize with yourself, and you have those really cool, honest, authentic moments of just harmonizing and surrendering to yourself. And clearing just happened there. Thank you. Thank you. So play with that, because that's pretty awesome. And so we wanted to just do a quick little field activation for you. Just making sure this is in the right. So just open up your divine sacred heart. And this is how you're going to, if you so choose, to create those harmonizations of really creating your field, instead of knowing that the field and the reality that you're looking at is from the energies and the vibrations that we were at just a moment ago, yesterday, the day before. So we want to start creating from this beautiful centered place where all of your energy and all of your chakras and all of your vibration, and just pick the most happiest, joyful exploration. That whatever vibration you want to choose to create with love and excitement and joy and these most beautiful energies. Your male, your female bodies are harmonized. And you're taking a good 15 minutes just to harmonize all your bodies, harmonize all your beautiful thoughts and loves and intentions. And you're dropping all of your consciousness as light. You're calling in the highest teams. You're intending benevolence and intention of love and joy for everyone, because your hearts are threaded as one. And whatever you send out comes back. So just know that your intentions of love matter. Intentions of love matter. And ground your feet, ground your feet, ground your feet. I'm a multidimensional being of light. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit, for being one with me in this experience of co-creation today. And may I be the vessel through which love and light live through. And you are a vessel, and you're just offering Mother and Father through. I am the love and light. I am love and light. I am love and light. I am beautiful, and I am sacred, and I am beautiful, and I am sacred. And I choose to create from my higher self. I call my higher self and my soul forward. And I'm just bringing love and light to my field. I'm bringing love and light to my field. I'm bringing love and light to my field. I am light. I am light. I'm seeing myself as light. I see the path before me as light. I see my path before me as light. I send light to all. Peace and love to all. And breathe. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. You're sending positive thought forms to creation. Divine feminine are creators. You're helping change those imprints in the field. Divine children are so loved and blessed and needed and wanted and valued. Thank you, children. We love you. Thank you, collective. We love you. We're sending new imprints to the field. We are peace. We are love. We are one. We are peace. We are love. We are one. We are meant to feel joy. We are meant to feel joy. Our bodies are healthy, pure, and sacred, and love. And love. And breathe deep, breathe deep, breathe deep, and align. And call down, being bathed with light, being bathed with light. I want to see myself as joyful and happy and healed and healthy. My body lives as light. I see my body as light. I see cells as light. I take on greater light. I breathe and walk, and I am joy. I breathe and walk in joy, in joy. I am joyful. I feel Gaia. I am joyful. I feel Gaia. I am joyful. I am love. I am light. The Creator lives and walks with me. I am that I am. I am sacred. There's blessings and love and sacredness of all. Blessings and love and sacredness of all. We are light. We are light. We are sacred, love and joy and light. We are love and peace. We are love and peace and love and peace. We are love and peace, and bring calm, peace, and serenity to planet Earth. Love and peace. And just wash this whole beautiful white wave, just wash our planet with love and peace and grace and gentleness, and just the joy and happiness of movement and feeling our bodies as light and our bodies as the exaltation of spirit. Remember, anything that is a physical experience is source, creator, in joy of evolution. Spirit created you. God is within every molecule and everything in between molecules. So spirit is the joy of evolution. So feel into the vibrations of the joyful, joyful evolution, joyful evolution of you and your body and your vortex of love, and you're recalibrating all that you are as love. And you get to use that beautiful vortex of love and light and love and light and ground, and start sending out love and light to your day, love and light to tomorrow, love and light to the forest, love and light to the oceans, and love and light. We're sending love and light to everybody, and just allowing that 5 minutes, 3 times a day, to create that peace and that love and that calm when you're feeling centered and loved and grounded, and you're in that really vibrational, loving space, and you just feel so good and so present and so loved, and the masters are with you. And you can even ask the masters in your teams, am I in a balanced state and an excited state where I can send out some loving vibrations to Earth? And you just want to be, and your vibrational teams go, yeah, just feel like a fairy, and just play with the energy that you are, and just send yourself fairy kisses and fairy love and beautiful love and light that is always available to you. And just ask for those downloads to come in and start working with them. What does this mean for me today? Take 1 packet of light a day. How can I integrate this packet of light today? What does it mean for me? And you'll start feeling the activations in your crown chakra, right? Because your teams are doing work with you all the time, and they're rewiring things. How we process information out of the 5D state, right? How we process information out of 5D is not how we process information in 3D. So we're going to have to change all of our rewiring. That's what usually happens at nighttime, because we're getting so many activations and our bodies are transforming and changing so rapidly. So give yourself lots and lots of rest. Give yourself lots of intentions to set free any limitations and beliefs that hold you back in lack, and give yourself the vibration of love and peace and healthy vibrations, vibrationally rich and vibrationally luxurious, and feel into it and really have fun, joy. Be the vibration of joy. See if you can speak joy thoughts and joy vibrations in your words, joy vibrations in your words, joy vibrations in your words. Say your name with loving joy. Feel the vibration of joy in your name and say it as often as possible, because your cells are being reworked. We love you, dear lighted ones. I'm going to pull one oracle for you as we're just offering. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share our videos. All of those working through Ascension, our videos, connect with those at any level, because the teams always help you integrate whatever it is you need to integrate. So if you listen to the video once or twice or 3 times, you'll always get something different, because your teams are always helping you call in and remember and remove density of whatever needs to be removed and activated. And share it with those that are going through Ascension as well. We would love the likes and the shares of all of you. Thank you. And anything that is, we have private sessions and classes and groups. So if you want to connect with us and join with us on those. Oh, how awesome. This card just flew out onto the floor, literally. And it's called the Whirling Goddess. And the Whirling Goddess is, just allowing yourself to just break free and dance and release through movement and through sound, and through allowing yourself just to receive through the vibrational patterns and the vibrational songs that are always within Earth and within our collective, within the forest, within the Gaia, that she's always being offered for our movement of recalibration to joy. Just allowing yourself to drop whatever you're doing and just feel the joy and the rhythm of life again. So allow yourself to call in the permission and the joy through sacred movement, sacred dance, just allowing yourself to let go and be happy and joyful in the sacred dance, which is perfect. Thank you, Rumi. That is the vibration of Rumi. And we also have our donation links below. Just seeing if there was anything else. Our donation links are below for those of you that want to connect with us on private sessions and private bookings. And we thank you, all of those that are booking the vocational coaching sessions with me. You've been my clients and I love you so much. And as we said before, I don't know, I was in channel when I was saying it, when we open in group or even like channeled sessions, when we're all opening, I channel into the information that you guys offer as the portal. And you guys know that because we've talked about that before. You're being asked to dance rather than to understand or to lay any thoughts to rest that have held you in limitation. Allow yourself to just truly dance to the heart and the great rousing of the music that is always held within the beloved's heart for you. And awaken to the next day with a new song and a new way to create over and over again. You are ready to live beyond what you have known. And you don't have to understand how it will work out, but just trust in the greater plan and the greater process. So that's what I heard today too. Life can be magnificent, wild, and divine. And you can walk in the assurance that not everything has to be explained. You don't have to understand in a logical way because things that just won't make sense. They just can't. Just like they were showing me, there's going to be some pretty cool and amazing things unfold vibrationally when you're exploring your own consciousness because you're becoming greater light. There's going to be some really incredible things. Like when they showed me by harmonization of me, those are those things that you just really look forward to because of your awakening. It's like, wow, I was, when I first awakened, I was just having those every day. And so that's what we're going to be experiencing now. It's a new level of us becoming our light body. And that's what they said. We hope that you enjoy these new versions of light that are the new dimensions of you. And so that's what we talked about. The herbs that you're aligning to. It's the new dimension of you. And shouldn't it be just through like happiness and love and joy, right? Shouldn't it be that? And so that's amazing. So be happy, be joyful, go dance. Turn on the music right before bed and just dance. Get yourself into a super happy mood. Clear out, call in your body of light to work with you, with your body, physical matter body, and just release any illness and any density. And so we're really, really happy that you're connecting with us and we love you. Our donation links are below. Anybody who wants to book a private session with me, we love you, we love you, love you. Go be joyful. 3 times a day, send prayers and light and peace and calm to everybody on earth, to the animals, to the nature, to the oceans, to everything that we are, love, and just breathe love and peace and calmness. Just 5 minutes a day, just doing vortexes of peace and love and calm, and just allowing yourself to feel the presence of spirit working with you. And we love you so much, dear loved ones. Bye.